Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel Sharang and Sharvari. I hope all of you are doing fine. And today we have come together to make a video on a suggestion that we found in the comments. So I have it right here on my screen. Himanshu KLD, this user posted a comment that you guys should make a video on theism versus atheism. And we were talked on it, and it's a really great topic to make a video on, and that's why we have come together for that. So a huge shout out to you, Himanshu. And I will just introduce myself. Again, I'm a counseling psychologist by profession, and Sharang is a biologist by profession. So, without any further delay, we will get to the topic. So, hi Sharang, how are you?
Hello, Sharvari. I'm doing great and I'm excited to jump right into this topic of theism versus atheism. So, first and foremost, can you tell me what is theism to you and what is atheism to you?
So I think this might be a very lay person's opinion because I haven't, read a lot about religion. But what I know so far is theism is when you believe in God, and atheism is when you don't believe in God or you don't have any belief system in place.
Right, perfect. So simple, short and sweet, and to the point. So, what do you like? You are a Hindu, right? So, what is your personal belief? And this is a personal question. So, if you feel free, if you don't want to answer, that's fine. But if it's okay with you, what is your personal opinion about God? What is your personal relationship with God? Why do you believe in God? Please.
So I would say that my relationship with God, I've always seen my parents worship God. I am indeed a Hindu, and we have all the festivals that normally Hindus do in our house. So I've grown up seeing those. That's why, my grandparents, so they always used to be like, you should pray to God at least once a day. And I wouldn't say I follow it totally, but whenever there is any festival, I make it a point to, follow the customs and traditions of that particular festival, try to remember God and try to keep God in my heart rather than, actually going and praying. So I'm more of a God in my heart person rather than an action oriented person in this regard, I would say.
Right. So perfect. So I think atheism is an absence, as you mentioned, is an absence of belief in God. So these people are convinced that there is no God. On the other hand, theists are convinced that there is a higher being, a God. So they can be broadly classified into polytheists, such as Hindus or the ancient Greeks or the ancient Romans or the ancient Egyptians, so on and so forth. And on the other hand, you have monotheistic religions such as Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Zoroastrianism, etc. So I will, to be honest, I was confused as to exactly how to go about this topic, and I think each of those religions have been discussed to their end. You can find detailed descriptions on every kind of religion. I think there are people like Sam Harris, Richard Dawkins, who make all kinds of arguments for atheism as well. So I think those perspectives have been explored in detail. What I wanted to do was, have a bit of a unique and novel perspective, which does not get discussed that often, which is not having a Newtonian argument for God at all, but rather having a utilitarian, or some would say a Darwinian argument in favor of God. So I believe in God, and I believe in the utility of God to human beings, and utility of God to human societies. And what's my evidence for that? Why do I feel this? Well, it's because if you go to any society in the world, there is not a single culture in the entire world where you don't have the concept of God, right?
That's true.
Also, um, so this would now, the atheists, right, when they hear this perspective, they say, you know what, the ancient people would see thunder and lightning and they would have no way to explain it, so they would say, oh no, Thor is here or Indra is here or Allah or whatever, and this would just and they would be like, okay, once people grow out of that superstition, they no longer believe they have a rational explanation, and they just stop believing in religion. But that's actually not what you see happening, right? Because what we actually, and this was what really convinced me, right, is that when you abolish the traditional religion in any culture, in any country, that the religion, instead of going away, like religion as a concept, metamorphoses and comes in another form. Like, for example, right, the Republic of North Korea, republic, right? So some would say Some would say that they are a completely atheistic society. Why? Because religion is banned in those countries, so everyone in North Korea is an atheist. But if you actually talk to the people, they have all kinds of beliefs about Kim Jong Un, which are indistinguishable from that of a god. So, for example, they believe that Kim Jong Un is a bit embarrassing, does not go to the washroom, does not use the loo. They also believe that he can read their thoughts, which is, a god. Similarly, the Nazis, they were against the traditional Christianity from which they came, right? But then they had myths about Aryans being the superior race and Aryans being descended from the gods, which was obviously just as stupid as religion. And let's take an example which is less totalitarian, right? Let's go to USA, United States of America, and here what we find, especially in places like the Silicon Valley, right? This was a largely Christian country, Christian place, and this has been over time being secularized, right? To the point where a lot of the people who have lost their traditional Christian roots. On the other hand, I, as an Indian man, often talk to these people, and I'm very surprised to hear words like chakra and yoga, but they say chakra and yoga and karma. Like their thick American accent, I can barely understand them. And of course they don't know much about these concepts, but still they're attracted to spirituality. And my point is, right, that in by the way, research in neuroscience also shows that we have a profound desire for that which is transcendent. We have a profound desire for that which is divine. And when we don't have a formalized religion in place, we tend to we tend to see things which are actually not divine as divine. So we tend to put that same level of religious zealotry, if I may say so, or religious fervor into things which are actually don't deserve that. So this is my argument for religion. Not that it can be empirically proven whether or not God exists, but rather that the foundational ethic of all human societies that have ever existed essentially has been some kind of a religious myth, and the entire religious myth was subsumed, or the thing that is central to any religious myth is the concept of God or gods. So this is why I personally, and I think this is an argument for belief in God that people don't usually hear. You know, because that is the thing which is hardest to get away from. And I'm not suggesting in any way that whatever is written in the religious books is scientifically true. Obviously, a lot of things in all religious books are demonstrably false. But I think it's not even about that. I think these are profound moral lessons that have been passed through the millennia. And I think there is something that is what, in my humble opinion, makes religion central to us. Because try as you might, you just cannot extricate it from society. And like, I don't mean this is not a political channel. I don't want to discuss politics at all. But when I see all this woke agenda coming from Europe, and what do I see? As their Christianity has gone down, they have all these kind of woke beliefs. And I'm not so. For example, the belief that a man could walk on water or turn water into wine is as demonstrably false based on scientific empirical evidence as the belief that there are multiple genders in human beings. That's absolutely not true. We just have two genders, regardless of whatever someone said. You know, or like a lot of the beliefs which come from Vogue that a man can become a woman, like these are not true in terms of scientific empiricism. So the moment they took away one set of myths from a culture, another set of myths just spontaneously arose. And all of this took to mean that religious myths, for whatever reason, are central to, and they're core to what makes human beings human. And with this, I would like to thank Himanshu KLD. I have concluded. I think if you want to add something, Sharvari, to the discussion.
No, actually, I found your discussion very insightful. It also, I don't know a lot about the topic, so it was kind of nice to, just be on the listening side and just listen to your point of view on this. But I think this was a great video idea which we got as a suggestion. and
Right.
we would love to, have new.
Sorry to interrupt, but to what extent do you agree or disagree with me? Like, do you think did it make sense whatever I said? Did it not make sense to
I
you?
think what you said, I totally agree with it, for sure, for
Mhm.
sure. Because
Right.
as I said, I haven't read much on this topic, but whatever you said, I think it resonated with me somewhere as well. So,
Perfect.
yeah, definitely. Thank you. And do like, share, and subscribe to our channel, guys. We post a lot of content, so we want you to see that. And do make sure you give us such similar suggestions. We would love to make videos on those. So we are looking forward to all of your suggestions. I hope you guys have a nice week ahead and take care, all of you. Thank you. And thank you, Sharam.
Bye bye. Thank you for your time, Sharvin.
Thank you.